Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. Playing some CoCo Walls in Modern. And this is like our nut draw. CoCo, a wall, Duskwatch. Seems sweet. And we're on the play, which is nice. Alright, so Windswept Heath, go. See what our opponent's up to. Gataxian Probes. Probably Infect. Oh, not Infect. Death Shadow Zoo. There's a Swift Spear. Opponent gets in 4-1 with the Swift Spear. Well, crack Windswept Heath. Temple Garden tapped. Play the Plains. Play a Overgrown Battlement. Pass turn. This one might be about us finding a way to flip Westville Abbey before we die. Opponent gets in. Well, we're taking it. Not going to risk our wall here. Be pretty easy for our opponent to bolt it and kill it. Alright, bolts our face instead. Sure. Down to 15. Cracks Vern Catacombs. Gets a Stomping Grounds untapped. What's happening? I think our opponent was trying to become immense without having enough mana. Down to 13. And Wild Nicodle. Let's play Vern Catacombs. Pass the turn. Opponent cycles a Street Wraith. Down to 11. Means they can cast Death Shadow. Vern Catacombs. So we either need a ton of mana off this Collected Company, or we need our Kami of False Hope to kind of keep us alive. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. We take it. Cracks the Verdant Catacombs. So our opponent might be going for the kill here. We'll need... Opponent's down to 8. If our opponent can kill us, then we gotta hit Kami of False Hope. There's a Become Immense. 8, 9, 10, 11. 8. Alright, let's crack Verdant Catacombs. Get a Forest. We might as well Collected Company right now. See what we hit. Kami? Alright, that works. So get Axebane Guardian. Get Kami of False Hope. Put the rest on the bottom. Then we sack Kami. Prevent all this damage that was going to maybe kill us. Opponent follows up with a Death Shadow. We draw Vine Trellis. Well, play Vine Trellis. Play a Forest. Play Wild Pear. Play Duskwatch. Still could be dead this coming turn. Get an... Well, yeah, let's get a Battlement. Pass turn. Alright, opponent, can you kill us? Opponent probes down to 6. The biggest worry is they can just double strike Death Shadow, and then we're going to lose. Plays a land. Goes to combat. Swings with everything. I'll block Death Shadow. Opponent's going to bolt our Duskwatch. Oh, that's actually pretty bad. Down to 6. Well, that helps. So, play Wall of Roots. In response to Wild Pear, activate Wall of Roots. Get another Duskwatch. Activate Duskwatch. Get a Vine Trellis. Activate Duskwatch. We want a Kami. Ulamog. Activate Duskwatch. Get a Vine Trellis. Well, yeah, get a Vine Trellis. Play Vine Trellis. Search out a Overgrown Battlement. Play Westville Abbey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's pass the turn. Leave up the ability to flip Westville Abbey. Cycles the Street Wraith down to 4. Oh. Oh my god. I probably could have just won there with Westville Abbey. Disregard me. Opponent attacks with everything. Well, let's add mana. Yeah, this was a little backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flip Westville Abbey. Block, block, and block. Opponent cracks or Windswept Heath. Fails to find. We go to 15. Alright. Well, I think we got it now. We should have won last turn, but as I like to say, why win 2 turns ago when we can win 2 turns from now? So yeah, I obviously should have just flipped that around and flipped around our Westville Abbey and went from there. But we still won, so that's good. As for sideboarding, Ooze keeps the graveyard empty. And Thalia slows our opponents down. I don't know about Wing. I mean, we could go full-on stacks mode. I don't know if it's worth it, though. Elish Norn is okay. Is Iona better? Maybe? Probably not, though. What do we cut? I guess we can go down a Bell Ringer. Maybe Ooze isn't worth it. Like, gaining a bit of life isn't that helpful. And go down one Wild Pair? Try it like that? Wow, we got all the walls, but no mana to cast them. So we got to mulligan that one. Well, this gives us a scry at least. There's our green mana. Alright, this is actually pretty reasonable. Kami is sneakily good against what our opponent's up to. Wooded Foothills cracks Wooded Foothills. Gets an Overgrown Tomb. Untapped. And there's a Thoughtseize. What does our opponent take? Collected Company is probably the scariest card, but we're a long way from casting it if we don't have ramp, and Kami is actually really good against what our opponent's doing. Opponent takes a Kami. Sure. Well, let's just play Windswept Heath and pass turn. Opponent plays a Nakatl. Well, crack this. Get a Temple Garden, tapped. Play a Plains, play a Sylvan Caryatid. Pass turn. Opponent gets in for 1. We will take it. Alright, Mutagenic Growth. And Mutagenic Growth. So we get hit for 5. Opponent might be setting up the Death Shadow. Down to 14. There's the Death Shadow. So that means we need to Sylvan Caryatid and Kami of False Hope. Pass turn. Are they hoping for the misclick? So we set Kami. Prevents all the damage that would be dealt this turn. Opponent passes. Well, let's Vine Trellis and play another Kami. We are running low on Kamis, and we haven't hit any of our walls that tap for a ton of mana. Although next turn, Collected Company will be available. Opponent plays a land. Finds a Thoughtseize. That's bad. That's going to take our Collected Company. And that's probably the game, actually. Leaves the Collected Company. Okay. Gets in. Wow, I am shocked. Alright. Well, we'll take our damage. Down to 4. I can't believe they left Collected Company. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Windswept Heath. Sacred Foundry. Tapped. Goes to combat. Well, let's fire off this Collected Company. Axebane Guardian and I guess just Wall of Roots. Put the rest to the bottom. Then let's just chump. We're just waiting to draw into something big, basically. Westville Abbey is pretty big. And that probably wins us the game. So play Westville Abbey. We're not gonna do the same pun again. Play Vine Trellis. Tap our Guardian for 5. Sag our creatures. Get a Westville Abbey. Attack with Ormondal. Did we really just take down Death Shadow Zoo with CoCo Walls? CoCo Walls? Oh, our jank is so strong. Our opponent's throwing their computer against the wall, wondering how one of the best decks in Modern could be losing to one of the jankiest decks ever created, but it works. It's so absurd. Oh, this deck, it's actually working, winning despite our punts. Oh my Lord Almighty. Oh my goodness. Sweet.